What's going on, everybody? Tonight we have a special request from Up North Lures. Requested I do some more deep diving crankbaits, so that, my friends, is exactly what we're going to be doing tonight on this 4.5-inch long extra deep diver blank from Barlow's Tackle. I'll have them linked in the description if you want to get some for yourself. Pattern we're going to be doing tonight is going to be a rather simple one, but very effective for stained or dirty water fishing conditions. Our first base color that we're going to be doing is going to be a fluorescent yellow. And if you're new to bait painting, whenever you have really bright colors like this, it's important that your base color is white. That way it'll make your yellow stand out a little bit more. Whereas if we just sprayed it on the bait as is, it'd be a little bit more dull than what we're looking for. Now this blank is very, very glossy smooth. So I did take some really fine sandpaper and did a light sand on the whole bait just to kind of scuff it up a little bit for my paint to stick. Make sure you don't do too strong of a grit on your sandpaper, or you will leave a bunch of lines that will show through the paint. So very fine sandpaper, awesome blank from Barlow's Tackle, starting off with a base coat of white. Here we go. With the base coat of white done, I'm going to go ahead and hair dry it before moving on to our next color. Next color up, as I said earlier, is going to be our fluorescent yellow, and we're going to cover the whole bait in that color. It's a pretty thin color, so I'll probably end up doing 2 coats, but whole bait, top, bottom, front, back, all going in our bright yellow. Got that first layer on. It actually went on pretty thick, but I'm going to hair dry it and we'll do another layer. Next up is a pearl satin gold. Game plan for the gold is we're going to be spraying the whole back of the bait, and we're going to avoid the gill plate the best we can and then kind of bring it just above the center line. We'll try to fade it into our chartreuse or our bright yellow color we got going on the side there. So just about right in that area. And then of course the whole back. There we go. I think I got that pretty close to how I was wanting there. Cool colors mixed together. I'm going to add just a little bit more right in there. Actually, I'm going to hit it with the hairdryer. Sometimes it's hard to tell because it's wet, more wet in some spots than the other. So we'll hair dry it real quick and see if I got a good even coverage on both sides. Alright, I'm going to call it good there before I end up messing this up. Okay, for our next step, now this is a little BakerBuilds secret here. We have some more detailed colors that we're going to be doing on the bait, but this part's easy to screw up, so I like to do this before we spend all the time doing the detailed parts. What we're going to be doing is taking a hair clip, so husbands, go raid your wives' bathroom cabinets and find some of these hair clips. You get perfect vertical stripes with them. I think I've done this before on a video with this exact blank and this exact hair clip. I'm not for sure. But what we're going to be doing is holding it up to the side of the bait here. And I'm going to be coming in with some transparent black, and we're going to be adding some vertical stripes. The hair clip makes for a really cool pattern because you got a couple different size stripes going back and forth there together. So coming in with some transparent black, we're just going to hold that right in place. And I'm going to try to keep the paint off of the belly of the bait. We're just going to try to keep it gill plate and up. There we go. That, my friends, if it's focusing there, looks pretty cool. I'm gonna flip it over and do the same thing on this side. Beautiful. All right, the next step, I'm going to put it back on our helping hands. And then normally what I'll do whenever I use this hair clip is I'll hold a scale or a stencil netting up on top here and do that. I think on this one though, I'm going to go ahead and try to add more of these going across the back. I think I might have to kind of, if you guys can see this, it doesn't fit perfectly. So I'm going to kind of rock it like that as I'm spraying it. There we go. Look at that. Dude. Get you some hair clips. That looks incredible. I'm going to clean out the airbrush and then we'll move on to our next colors. Alright, next color up is going to be a Wicked Colors Laguna Blue, which I think we used in our last lure painting video, pretty sure, depending on when I post this one. I think we used this one not too long ago. What we're going to be doing with the blue is we're going to be spraying all around the eye socket. I'm not going to go too crazy, just going to keep it literally a little spot circle around the eye socket there. Pretty thin color, and I want it to be a little bit more saturated than that, so I'm going to hit it with the hair dryer and we'll do another pass. There we go. As soon as you start seeing it turn really wet, looking like that, really shiny, it means you're really close to that paint starting to spiderweb and spread everywhere. So if you're doing a real fine spot like that and it gets as shiny as you can see there, that's definitely an indicator that you need to hair dry it before you do more. Okay, our last and final color, I believe, that we're going to be doing today is some fluorescent orange. Game plan for the orange is we're going to hit the belly right where the bill meets the body of the bait, and we'll have it fade about right where this first hook tie is. And then I always like to do a little splash of it on the very back as well. I think I got this thinned a little too. I got these two tiny little spots right there and there. They're bugging me. I think that was paint transfer, old paint from our stencil. So don't look at that side, folks. Look at this side. Last step we got to do, aside from clear coat for this bait, is add in some eyes. And the eyes, I was gonna do red ones, but I found these when I was looking through my box of eyes, some really neon orange ones. So I think that'll actually tie in with our pattern a little bit, doing that little orange on the belly there. So we're gonna do a little dab of gel super glue. If you're new to bait painting, I always recommend doing a little bit of glue, because the sticky on the back of these aren't strong enough to really hold it in place. I mean, you put clear coat over top of it, but a little dab of glue helps out a lot. And then also using gel super glue. That way the real thin stuff doesn't run everywhere and ruin your beautiful paint job. And I always like to get the eye ready prior to putting glue in the bait. That way, if it pops off or goes flying, you don't end up with dry glue while you're trying to get the next one. Now, I do have a question for you guys. Staring at this bait, trying to pick out eyes. I started thinking that a really, really bold, big black shad dot might look good on this pattern. I'm still thinking that at the moment, but I don't want to ruin the clean lines that we have right now. So let me know what you guys think. Does this pattern need a shad dot or does it not? Regardless, I think it will catch fish, and it's the perfect murky water conditions or stained water conditioned paint pattern. All that's left to do is put some clear coat on this bad boy, so I'm going to get that taken care of, and then we can come back and take a look at what it looks like all finished up.